Alright, back on the action, ladies and gentlemen. FindYourFX.com partnered up with Bulletproof Traders, bringing you this top-level market analysis in real time. Essentially, which we're sharing our in-house trading activities, right? So, good stuff. Let's go right ahead and dive in. First, I want to talk about crypto trade of the day. For me, it is the Cardano, also known as the ADA. That's the symbol, where from a technical standpoint, it's quite impressive. We see price action turning around right off 2150, and take a look at the past 4 days, right? So price action was literally testing that level day in, day out, 4 days straight, right? Take a look at that big spike from 3 days ago, the way it was pulling back just to close the daily session right below, and it kept trying to penetrate. Yesterday seems to be like the last test we've had here, because today right off the bat price action's on the back foot, and I feel like this could be a turning point, at least from a short-term perspective. We're not even talking about, a full-fledged downside reversal, anything like that. We're just thinking a technical correction is probably well overdue, given the strong bull cycle we've had ever since the beginning of November. And price action has a lot of potential to go south, at least again, on a local scale. So what are we talking about here? First of all, you can see we pulled the trigger twice already, right? As price action was turning around, we fired off the first trade. Second trade came in today, fired off the second trade, and we feel like price action is trading in this range that we were able to capture with this blue system, with this blue key level, 4 lines. And I think price action is heading towards 108.35 to begin with. We might take some profit off the table at that point, but eventually we see price action going all the way down to 93.50. So that's our primary target, official target, 93.50. It can go beyond, right? It can probably chase the previous low, which is 87. Later down the road, I don't want to talk about the long-term perspective, but I definitely see price action going back to 93.50. From the monthly perspective, that would be the equivalent of price action basically coming back to retest the same level that it broke last month, right? So we're not going fancy here with this downside potential. All right, now I also want to talk about the market watch list. All right, market watch list consists of 2 trading opportunities that we're following up with very, very closely. First one is the Bitcoin Cash. We've been bullish with the Bitcoin Cash, and we've marked 2 levels as targets, right? We talked about 572.5, which had been tagged a few days ago, and 613. Now that level had been tagged as well just yesterday, right? This is how it looks like from the weekly perspective. Just to refresh your memory, right, how we came up with these 2 levels. So the 572 level was a projection Fibonacci 161.8 measured against the previous opposite move from top to bottom. The second one, the one that we're right now, as we speak, is 613. 613 is the last line of correction, 76.4% of the whole bear cycle, coming from, the highs of 718, right, back in March 2024, late March, I should say, and all the way down to the very lowest low, early August. Price action was trading at 274. So 76.4 right here. That is that second blue dotted line, and it doesn't surprise me at all to see price action pulling back on the weekly chart. See that little spike? That's basically a sign that price action has been definitely touching down on 630, but also having difficulties breaking through and crossing over, right? That's a good sign. Now, I want you to focus also on 590. 590, that's a big one. I feel like by the end of the week, there's a very good chance pricing is going to keep pulling back and establish itself below 590 with a longer spike, longer than what it is right now. That's going to be a huge indication for potential downside reversal. Again, first on the short-term scale, back to the same level that got broken a couple of weeks ago, 499 roughly. And I think pricing is going to come back to retest that area. There's a good chance that that's what we're looking at, especially if it's going to close the weekly bar below 590. And we're going to be jumping into position here, right? 590, that's our trigger level. So keep an eye on the Bitcoin Cash situation. Because, I mean, long-term perspective, we reached our targets on the upside. Now we want to flip over for potential downside correction. We're not even talking about reversal yet, right? The second candidate for us, pending trading opportunity on our watch list, is the Polkadot. That's already starting to bend over, right? The last 24 to 48 hours, we're witnessing the Polkadot already turning around, as opposed to what we've just seen with the Bitcoin Cash. It's still kind of on the up and up. Here, this one is already turning around, and we have a trigger level, which is 10.01. Pricing is just actually is just approaching that area right now. And there's actually a second target, a second trigger level, sorry, 97777 here. So these two levels very close to one another, but we're going to be maneuvering around these two. So the minute pricing starts to cross below, we're probably going to fire off the first trade. Once it establishes itself below 977, probably get more aggressive on the downside. At the end of the day, we're looking at 823. 823 represents about 20% of potential return, right off the top of my head. So that's going to be our primary target and final destination, potentially. Again, short-term perspective, we're talking about nothing fancy here. I mean, later down the road, sure, we might have a bigger scale downside reversal, but that's not currently what's imminent. So we're just going to keep that on the back burner, so to speak. We'll come back to that later. Wishing you a great one. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.